Hello and welcome to the Hindsight Podcast, episode 2, in partnership with Clout Africa. It's a pleasure to have the gentleman here. Starting off with Inyoba Monday. It's good to have you here. We haven't been able to get you to the island in a bit, and I'm not saying you live on the mainland. Right? I'm just saying it's been a minute we saw you. It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely great to be here, and good to see my good friend Lakule Rufai.
We saw last week.
Always good to see
him. Who gave you the shit?
This, represent the brand.
He has his ways.
Right.
I
FaceTime.
have my ways.
FaceTime.
Ronaldo.
This guy decides to wear the same shirt. It's a nice shirt, but good to see you, IBK.
Well, good to see you too, bro.
Not good to see you, actually. Moving on from that, let's get into. I want to talk about Sunday Dari's comments about, because obviously, I want to talk about the comments he made with Gernot Rohr, or rather regarding to Gernot Rohr, and I feel like they're a bit incendiary and unnecessary, right? And I'm just going to say this as his first thing. If Gernot Rohr is still managing Nigeria come the end of the month or something like that, I think he's not worth his stuff. I think he's
part of the system.
I think he's mediocre.
I think
it's mediocre.
I thought that was quite.
No one I work for, let alone when I know my direct boss, can talk to me like that.
I thought that was quite condescending. I thought the honourable minister got overexcited. I thought he got overexcited because there's a narrative about home-based inclusion in the national team, and in all honesty, we've got to sit down and ask this question again. I know Lakule and myself, we've talked about this over time.
I try to rope me in.
What is the job of the national team coach of Nigeria? To prep a team, to discover players, or to take us to tournament and win tournaments? We've got to clearly define what his job is. And for a sports minister, and clearly, like you said, who's not a direct boss of this guy, to come out and sound that, I'm sorry to say, insulting. I just
don't be sorry.
I don't find it quite good.
I want us to mention it because there is. Let's leave football development for now, right? When you're talking to a professional, the highest level, right? There are things you cannot say.
Yeah.
So let's forget about what his job description is for a minute. The fact that you have the guts to talk to a professional like that, and we're not talking about some rookie off the streets.
Exactly.
Right. In football, there's no bigger coaching position than the national team's job in Nigeria. So you would have the guts. And let's not forget, this guy is an appointee.
Yeah.
What has Sunday Dare done in his career? Who is Sunday Dare to speak to Gernot Rohr, who worked with Bayern Munich at some point in time in his life, worked his way all up the ladder.
After playing the game. And now eventually find himself as a national team coach.
So professionally, he doesn't even have the justification.
Let's forget that for a bit.
So that was where I was going to. As a minister of sports and as the manager of the national team or the coach of the national team, the minister of sports that we have currently in Sunday Dare, with all due respect, doesn't have the moral backing or the moral stand to speak to Gernot Rohr in that regard. He has done nothing as far as sports is concerned, in my opinion, in Nigeria. All I've seen in his 2 years or thereabout he's been in office, he was appointed in 2019. Right? All I've seen have been photo ops. There's a young kid that's gone viral on social media, a boxer. Sunday taking pictures with him. That's all I've seen. It's been pictures and vibes. So that's the minister of sports. And the part for me where I found very bitter is I don't understand how you can display your irresponsibility in that regard. Because as far as I'm concerned, it is irresponsibility.
So if Hence Ruminegi, is that the way to pronounce it? If he makes a comment about Julius Nagelsmann, he's played the game. Top player.
At the highest level.
The likes, I think Lehman and the rest, they all work in football now. Van der Sar makes a comment about, Erik ten Hag, who is at Ajax.
He can be forgiven.
You can say, you know what? From one
about.
pro to another pro, we can take that. Right? Hold on a sec. Except what you want to say is more important than what I want to say. You can take that from one pro to another pro. But when you have, like you said, no low-cost standing whatsoever.
Exactly.
There is no... Where do we meet? So what you are basically doing is abuse of office.
Well, I'm bullying.
That's bullying and abuse of office.
You be.
Because you're clearly trying to take advantage of the system. And people might watch this and think, "Oh, I'm coming off as a bit hard," but I know what it means to work as a professional and walk away from ground up. If I got a job as a national team coach, a job that I don't get paid regularly for, let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Right? A job that comes with that much hassle. You cannot talk to me like that. I am leaving the job immediately, and I'm demanding that you pay me everything you owe me. What?
Now you just made the point. I was talking to Ine before we came on here, and I was saying that I've been in the, let me say, in a little administrative position before. I think it goes down to what is going on. I was telling him that for Gernot Rohr to have spent over 4 years as the coach of the Super Eagles, there's a Nigerian thing he's doing. I won't say whether he's corrupt or he's not corrupt, but there's obviously a Nigerian thing Gernot Rohr is doing. And for the sports minister to come out to tell the coach of the national team to shut up, then there's a level that Gernot Rohr has placed himself in front of the minister that I'm sure that if truly he knows what he's doing, he would have resigned. Now that he has not resigned, now that he's still the coach of the Super Eagles, I'm very, very sure that there is something wrong with Gernot Rohr.
Okay.
And not with the sports
let me
minister.
quickly respond to IBK.
Not with the sports minister.
Just to quickly make things clear. This
Yes.
is the Hindsight podcast. We stick with facts. So if we're sticking with facts, Gernot Rohr has been there, 4 years or more?
Yeah.
So you remember the last time when the first contract expired and they were going to give him another contract and it felt like they were holding him to ransom about some things they wanted him to accept and all that.
And what the minister mentioned was one of the things
I was
they
of the
said.
opinion that, look, walk away. But I could understand that he has been here 3 years. He has built something with these young players. He's probably looking at, I need to win something with this couple. It's logical. That's why I said, let's stick with the facts.
Right. So, see, it's not about saying you need to win something.
Yeah.
Someone came on there. You are a top professional. This guy,
you don't get the point.
There's top dignity. See, regardless of whatever you don't.
You have not made the bad points.
Yeah, I'm not saying you made a bad point.
What he's saying is that you're saying what you are by inference saying is that the reason the fact that he's been there for 4 years
something
means
is
that there's
going
something
on
going
that we don't know.
Yes. And whilst that might be true, I don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
But what the inference I'm making is that he has been there for 4 years not because he has done anything dirty. He has been there for 4 years because
job.
first of all, he's done a good job.
Exactly.
And at the point he had to renew that contract.
Yes, sure.
From a personal, professional point of view, it would have hurt him to build the youngest team to the World Cup and walk away from it.
Yeah.
Relax now.
Come on now.
Relax now.
Are you actually a professional?
Look, I hope people realize how much passion with which I do the work I do. You get.
Are you talking about yourself now?
It's actually a line from Rick Ross's thing, I hope you realize how passionate we are about this thing. I am passionate about the work I do.
Yeah.
I want to get paid for the work I do. Two different things.
Make no mistake about it.
I'm passionate, but I want to get paid as well. Right? So I'm getting paid, but also there is personal drive and ambition.
Of course.
If I build a team that is the youngest ever team to make it to the World Cup on average age, and my contract expires just after that World Cup, if you hand me a contract and say, you're not reducing my pay, but maybe I might have to take some inconveniences because of my personal desire to see that team go forward, I might take that contract.
Exactly.
Right? So that's the reason, in my opinion, he has stayed for 4 years. So
let's go.
What you're saying is not wrong, but if you allow that fly, it would seem as if though.
Yeah, it would seem as if
you allow that fly.
I like
you're not giving him credit for the work he has done.
That's why we are here. Different opinions. You get. But the thing is that if Gernot Rohr knows what he's doing, someone came on national TV, the biggest TV platform we have, I think, in Africa, bro, and told you to shut up.
No, see,
I don't want to see the contract that is binding us.
Look,
I would resign with immediate alacrity.
Right? I think all up until now, one thing personally I feel like we also need to make clear is that I don't think Gernot Rohr has done anything whatsoever to deserve that kind of insult. He's done nothing. And I think the last thing anyone can say about Gernot Rohr is that he talks too much.
Yeah.
That's like the most. That's the most.
Someone that doesn't even
unassuming.
Yes.
That's the most
Someone that
unassuming national team coach that I've seen in Nigeria for a long time. He has been the most.
He doesn't even grant
the level of
too many.
We're speaking to. We had one of our podcasts during the pandemic.
He's so docile.
Yeah.
You get
that That's not the right word. That's incendiary. His body language is so. What's the word I'm looking for? It's in my head.
Like he's always
he's a gentle
himself.
guy.
He gives little away.
himself.
Laid
If you
back.
look at him, if I'm a lip reader or a body
More
language
like an
reader,
introvert.
I don't want to read that kind of guy.
More like an introvert.
He doesn't give you anything.
Look,
Yeah,
Yubi, I was going to say,
he's not saying anything.
And he gets criticized for that because
And get yourself. So for you to come and say he talks too much.
We had an
does he talk too
episode-
much to
we had-
you?
we had
And
a-
if he talks too much to you, what does he tell you?
we had
That
an
don't know
episode
about?
of this podcast.
because
right?
how many
In-
times have we
in-
really heard Gernot Rohr in the media?
Look, we had an episode of this podcast during the pandemic. If I can remember clearly, we spoke to one of the guys that would normally that goes around with the Super Eagles a lot. Like I think Steve Dede. I think that's his name. So, and he mentioned No. It was Dede.
Right.
He mentioned that one of the things that Gernot Rohr has been able to do is the joy in the camp every time the Super Eagles come around. There's that feeling, and that's why it's also been easy for young Nigerian players that didn't grow up here, that were not born here, to come in and integrate with the group. It's just that environment, that easy environment to be able to work, and that's because of the kind of personality that he has. So what I'm saying, IBK, is it makes no sense whatsoever to say Gernot Rohr speaks too much, and then to go back to the actual thing he pointed out. Like I said, it is irresponsibility when the Minister of Sports says to the national team coach that what he's doing with the home-based players is not good for football development.
I think it's abuse of office.
I feel say person we no person no fit just see you insult you. Na normal thing.
That's
Person no fit
I
just
see where you're going.
We've
I
seen
see where
people
you're going.
abuse
I see
power in the country.
The people that when you're driving on the road, when it's raining, the people that splash water on the people that walk on the pedestrian, what do people do to them? You can't. What?
So-
Relax.
okay.
What do you do them? What do you do them?
Wisdom will not kill you.
You get the point.
You know use that one.
Oh, relax. Of course, I'm joking. But before we wrap up on this, I want to talk about what football development. Let's talk about that. Let's even talk about that. So we talked about the professional side of things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about football development. When people get into office and don't know their job description,
Exactly.
this is what happens.
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted
It has to be
say.
said. It has to be said.
All our sports
It is
ministers.
not the job of the national team coach to develop football.
That's where I started from.
And if you watch football from a very basic point of view, you watch the Premier League, you see Gary Southgate going to stadiums as if he's. I mean, he goes to stadiums to watch games. Do you see him training players on the stadium?
No.
He doesn't even go outside.
Right, so I'm talking about the very basic things. Let's talk about things that people can understand. Basic stuff, right? And Sunday, if he's watching, he'll understand this as well. So you're telling me that you really believe if the sports minister or the NFF president or any other person involved with football in Nigeria really believes that it is the job of the national team coach to develop football in Nigeria,
develop players.
then we have to bring the house down and build it up again.
Let me quickly add to what you just said. Let me quickly.
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
I absolutely agree because, I mean, you talked about Gareth Southgate. Every time Gareth Southgate goes to see a player or goes to see a particular Premier League game, because he doesn't do that all the time, but most times he goes to see a Premier League game, it is because there is a fuss about a particular player. Or maybe someone has been out injured for a while and he wants to see the fitness of the person, so he goes to watch a game. So his business is who is in form, who's the best players playing from this country. We pick them, or we put them as a group, and we go and play international matches. And from day one, and in all honesty, I have to also put a blame on the media as well, because it is the media that have been pushing this narrative about some home-based players can get into the national team. And I have no problem with the home-based players. And you cover the league. There's quality in this league. I feel that there's quality in our football. There are a lot of things that are not quite good about our football. But in terms of the individuals, there's quality.
There's quality.
And the coach understands that the best players win you matches and win you trophies. Nigeria's best players don't play in this country.
Even the ones
Simple.
on base,
They don't play in this country.
The ones
And
that play in the country.
If the manager,
Go ahead.
if the manager picks a home-based player, that home-based player has got to be better than any other player that plays outside this country.
Fantastic. So before somebody watches and says, oh, people like to copy what England do, I want to bring it down to a Nigerian perspective, our peculiarities, right? So let's not do what the English do. Let's not put Gernot Rohr, let's not equate him to Southgate, right? Yeah. What he has mentioned is valid. The national team is the premium destination for the best players in the country. If we pick 10 home-based players to the World Cup and we will be the same people that set the national team targets. Do you really believe that 10 home-based players? I don't have anything against home-based players.
Absolutely.
I love the football we play. Yeah. So the football we play is amazing. But
that's the level we play at.
But that's the level we play at, right? If you pick 10 home-based players, would you honestly say those are the best players to represent Nigeria?
Yeah.
And you go back and set a target for the country and say, Gernot Rohr must make it to the semi-finals of the Nations Cup.
Okay.
Are the home-based players playing at a better level than the football in South Africa?
These are the same set of players.
Or are they better than the football being played in Egypt?
These are the same set of players.
If you don't take a level higher in the Premier League.
Europe. These are the same set of players. These are the same set of players who couldn't cut it at the Chan tournament.
Hold on. Forget the Chan tournament. If our players are that good, and I know a few individuals, and when what's his name, Anayi Wala from Aimba has had a few opportunities with the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
They're quite exceptions. You look at our players and you think, if our players were good enough for the national team, why are they not good enough at club continental assignments? Why are our teams getting knocked out in the first round in qualifiers, in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup? Now, if these players are not good enough for these competitions, how are they good enough for the national team?
And do you see anybody putting the kind of pressure on Aimba? Do you put that kind of pressure on
Aimba to win the CAF
competition? Because in the end, you can say Aimba a football club, but they are representing Nigeria on the continent. Yeah. Okay. Do you demand what you demand from the national team?
Okay, I remember
from Aimba or Kano Pillars?
I remember when I went to cover the Chan qualifiers. I think that was against, was it Benin or so, Togo? I've forgotten one of those African teams that defeated us. The truth is that the difference between Nigerian players playing in Nigeria and those abroad is just technicality. Football is beyond you just kicking the ball. I've seen a lot of home-based players. You see what they want to do, but they are not technical enough. Yeah. That Iwala you mentioned, I saw him live at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. There was overexcitement, no professionalism.
See,
how would you take that kind of person to play against? It's
a very valid point. It's a very valid point. And what we need to understand, whether you like it or not, there's nothing you can do to cover up the effect of playing at the very top level
the difference
of football.
Is clear. Let's not even lie.
Playing in the Nigerian league. Look, and the difference is clear. What I'm most amazed about, right, about what the sport minister has done is that we got an issue of crowd trouble at the stadium of an MPFL game last weekend.
Yes.
2 Aimba players were injured. Guys, 2 Aimba players were injured. The sport minister of Nigeria has said nothing about it. He's gone and insulted the coach of the national team.
But he's interested about football development in Nigeria.
That's why I talked about irresponsibility. When you are the sport minister, you do not know, you know absolutely nothing about what your job entails. And I'm challenging him. If you're watching this clip, right?
We will send it to you.
Look, when Gernot Rohr was appointed in 2016. Yeah. In 2 years, he qualified Nigeria to the World Cup.
And he hadn't qualified for the Nations Cup back-to-back.
Yeah, that's the same team that didn't qualify for the AFCON back-to-back. Guess what?
Games in hand, don't forget to.
Mr. Sunday Dare has been appointed since 2019. 2 years. I challenge him. If he can point out anything he has done for football development systematically, I'm not talking about photo ops.
So you're not talking about giving 500,000 naira to a team.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you have done to help Nigerian football development in Nigeria systematically.
And that's a wrap on that. Right. Fantastic.